Welcome guys, today we have a nursery and hatchery guide for TemTem. I have got into the game and we have practiced and tested the nursery out quite a bit. There's a few things I want to share with you guys so you are not misled and you don't make the mistake I might have made at the start. You can see I have hatched lots of Nessa and lots of Genki. So we do have some nice ones. For example, this one we have some really good stats with a single value, and defense and special defense I'm still on top of that. We'll be looking into that as well. And for the Nessa, I have some average ones, haven't hatched into some really good ones yet. So how does hatchery work is first you come over here. This is the place you get the hatchery. It's in the superior Onisea and it's on this part. So this is where I am. The egg sign is where you're going to the hatchery. You get here by going onto the airship after finishing the first Jodo and getting a ticket for the airship. Once you get here, you can run directly for the hatchery. So once you're into the hatchery, you can speak to this NPC over here to find different species of TemTems to go into mating, and they can produce eggs. And here we have 2 eggs produced. It's random between 5 to 30 minutes. They will have an egg that you can take away, and after getting an egg, you can hatch them within your particular team of 6 TemTems. It doesn't work if it's in the storage, it has to be in the inventory, or in the team. So, 2 things to remember. When you're hatching them, you do need a male and a female. You can look at those basics once you speak to the NPC, he will tell you some of the hatchery basics. So once you bring 2 TemTems, he will be like, okay, find me 2 TemTems, and we'll bring him any of the 2 different gender TemTem. It has to be, this is a female, this is a male. It has to be a male and a female, and followed by that, it has to be of the same species, same attribute. So let me try to select a different one. I'll try this one. So make a perfect ready-made. It seemed to notice that I picked a wind and a bird TemTem, and I also picked a water and electric one. They're not viable couples. So he would not recommend us having the couples that's not a viable one. But what if I pick the same kind or same pretty much branch? So first you have to pick the 2 with different gender. So here we'll have different gender. After that you do have to pick the same electric or wind. So it doesn't have to be the same thing. It just have to be the same electric or same wind with different gender. So you can walk up to the NPC, speak to him, and you say I have bought different TemTems. I know this will be trivial and I want to explain it fully for you guys. So I'm going to select those 2. And once you click let's do it, there's a final summary. What you're going to see is you're going to have the mother and the father of the TemTem, and this will be the offspring. And notice this offspring will likely to inherit the HP value and all the values from the mother and father. So it's 20% chance of getting something lower, I believe, 40% chance of getting something in between, 40% chance of getting something higher. So those are the chances. And if you don't like your chances, there's a special way to do things. You can give items to each of the TemTem parents and they can retain guaranteed their special attribute. For example, if I give this Genki item that retains the speed and give this one item that retains the attack, the offspring will guarantee an attack and guarantee the speed from the parents. It will not guarantee the traits, it will not guarantee anything else, but he will guarantee those 2 stats. The items that allows you to retain 2 stats maximum. Sometimes it gives you 2 attack and special attack, other times you can get defense and special defense. Notice I spoke about those items. I'll show you those items where I find them. So you can find those particular items by speaking to this inventory NPC over here. You can buy those gear, and those are one-time use only. So if you go into the hatchery with this equipped to the parents and they use it, it will disappear. It will not come back to you, you have to buy it again. What I didn't know is I bought a bunch of them thinking I can repetitively use them, and it turns out I spent about 2,000 or 5,000 gold or money out of nothing, and they all kind of got wasted because I didn't know what I was doing. So make sure when you're buying them, you know exactly what stats you want to retain and how you want to proceed afterwards as well. Now let's say if I will demonstrate by showing I have a few of the items here. For example, the aggressive strength DNA will pass on to one. This strength will pass on to this one. So once they have the 2 strength, We can speak to the NPC here. Oh, so I'll have a couple, etc, etc. We'll select those two. Notice I did buy a few of the strength from the other shop. So going over here, let's have a look at the summary. So here, having the items on both of them retained the speed stats from this one and attack stats from this one. Because I didn't really look what items I was given. This is the aggressive DNA. This is the DNA with the speed stats. So this allows you to guarantee to retain the parent stats. Now, how you want to do this is you have the second factor to consider is the fatality rate of the TemTems. The TemTems will have 8 fatality. Notice those are leaves. There's 8 leaves on this tree. Oh, there's 7 leaves and there's a tree branch. After exhausting all the tree branch and the leaves, this TemTem cannot reproduce an offspring. So a TemTem parent and a TemTem, TemTem male and a TemTem female, those two will have starting off with 8. So if I go into any of those I catch, they start with 8 chance to produce offspring. Each time they produce offspring, their tree branch of fertility goes down by 1. You do want to preserve some of the fertility, and the eggs you reproduce will have lower fertility. For example, this little Nessa is an offspring of the TemTem. The parents had 5 or 6 of the leaves, and this will have 1 less after the parents reproduced it. So you can't infinitely rotate just with 2 TemTems and get infinite eggs. You would run out of eggs after they lose fertility. So keep that in mind. Use your best ones with the fertility and make the combination as you want to. Now, what are the recommendations when going for TemTems? So what I like to do is I like to min and max my TemTem. This one only have 2 offspring chances. In order to min max, I look for something with a defense and special defense. And if I can find a really good TemTem with that, I can give this Genku as the father with the offspring mother. And one thing to highlight with you guys is, it might be a question with which TemTem will be the offspring. How it works is a father and a mother of the same type. For example, both of those are the attribute of water. So my Nissa is attribute of water and electric. This one is attribute of water. Those two can go into mating, and the mother will be the one that the TemTem follows after. So after they produce the egg, it will be the Unishi here, not the Nissa. So keep that in mind. The father provides the stats attribute, while the mother also provides stats attribute, also determines the TemTem's particular type of TemTem. So it will be a Unishi here. The traits are random. You can inherit traits as well with special items by purchasing in the shop over there. It does cost about 1,500 gold. It might not be worth it. It's 50-50 for the traits usually. So finally, to the insights of how do we produce and how do we min and max the stats. What I like to do is I like to keep a few with max stats, and I want to find the offsprings of those. So if I'm going for Genku, this is a really good mother Genku. I'm looking for a Genku with a good STA, good attack, and good defense. By fusing those, I can search with the filter function here with my inventory, find those, and look for the 40% chance where it inherits the mother stats and also the father stats. If I'm wealthy enough, if I want to guarantee a few stats, I will spend 300 of the currency over there to buy one of the guaranteed stats item. I won't spend the 1,000 one because it's too expensive and might not be effective, but if I really want to keep a really good one, I will spend for that as well. So let me give us an example for that one. So this one has special defense, and HP. So if this Genku that really needs the... It's this one, right? Oh, which one was it? It's this one. If this Genku that really needs the defense, what I'll do is I'll look for it. For example, it's over here. I'll find it and I'll compare those two. I'll try to mate with those. But there is a problem with mating because both of them are male. You can't mate both of the males. So you do need a female in between, which kind of translates the stats over. But currently we don't have anything that really translates the stats because we can't carry it on because this one is running out of the mating capacities. So what I can do is I can find this one. No, it's this one. I can find this mother. This has more mating capacity, which with defense, which is 48. We can try to mate those two, and if it successfully inherits both of the high values, what we're going to see is we're going to see the offspring having some of the highest values possible for the father and the mother. There is a risk though. At the other 60%, you might not have the high values, and if you're running low on the fertility rate, you really want to purchase some items for the father and mother first before going off at it. So what I'll do is, after this recording, I'll be buying some of the items for them, making sure I retain the HP, attack, all the crucial stats I want, and making sure I also get the special defense and special attack as well. So this will have the best stats, and I'm close to making a really good Genki. I'll be making a really good Genki and a really good Nasa here with electric and flying, electric and also water TemTem, and I'll show you guys next time on the guide as well. Next time we'll also go with a few of the farming tricks and a few tricks to leveling TemTems as well. Let me know what you guys think. I know it's a little talking and a little communication here with the guide. I try to make it more informative and try to highlight a few things. And next time what I'll do is let me know if you have any questions, share in the comments below, and I'll try to come back to the guides and make it through. So it does take a few testing. Keep in mind, each time you test, you lose vitality. And once you run out of vitality, this TemTem becomes useless, you can release it. On the other door, when you go outside, there's a quest about releasing TemTems. So notice here, there's a little house here, it's about releasing TemTems. So once they become useless, you don't need them for mating anymore, you can release them and try to finish up with that quest. So thank you guys for watching this little nursery and hatchery little guide. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next time on the TemTem guides. Take care everyone. So that was a quick